Tonight, stopping the surge as Minnesota sets a single-day record. A look at what's being done to slow the spread of COVID-19 in the area.
And Minnesota's governor extends his peacetime emergency used to navigate the pandemic, this time with little pushback.
Plus, adapting to the pandemic. More schools in the area are adjusting their learning plans as infection rates increase.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota is reporting a single-day record amount of COVID cases today with more than 7,000.
It outpaces the old record set last week by more than 1,000 cases and is the first time the state has saw more than 7,000 cases in a single day. The state now sits at more than 200,000 cases with nearly 2,800 deaths. Roughly 1,300 people remain hospitalized.
And Duluth area hospitals are preparing for a COVID surge. St. Louis County announced its highest one-day COVID-19 case total today with 320 positive cases. In the last 2 days, 60% of the new cases have come from the Duluth area.
Both Essentia and St. Luke's hospitals are in the process of setting up COVID-19 patient-only wings in their hospitals. CBS 3's Emma Quinn joins us live from Duluth with more on that. Emma.
Kristen, Tony, COVID-19 cases are rising here in the Northland, like you mentioned, here in the Twin Ports. And both hospitals, Essentia and St. Luke's, are getting ready to create an isolated wing just for COVID-19 patients. Now, St. Luke says they will have 40 new beds in their wing. As of right now, we haven't heard how many beds Essentia Health will have. But both hospitals have been bringing transported patients to their ICU units from other hospitals. Those patients have ranged from the Twin Cities, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Both hospitals have also transported patients to their smaller facilities. Hospital officials say they're transporting patients with less severe illnesses so they can make room for those with more serious illnesses who need more round-the-clock care, saying many could be coming from the Twin Cities hospitals, but it has been a challenge.
Beds fluctuate on an hourly and a day-by-day basis. So, one day we're full to the brim, and then 2 days later, we've got space on med-surg and in the ICU.
Now, both hospitals have moved elective procedures and surgeries out of the hospital's main operating rooms and to other day surgery centers. And health officials want to remind everyone to keep following those safety guidelines and seriously consider what your plans are for the holidays.
Well, Emma, we obviously just had Halloween. Do health officials believe the holidays are adding to the increase in cases we're seeing?
Kristen, Amy Westbrook, the St. Louis County Health Director, said they did see some increases in those cases, and they believe they did come from some Halloween festivities. And they're saying they do expect more to come from Thanksgiving and Christmas, but obviously we hope that is not the case.
Absolutely. Emma Quinn in Duluth for us tonight. Thanks, Emma. Well, the Minnesota legislature was in special session today, and for the first time since the pandemic started, state Republicans did not vote to end the governor's peacetime emergency powers. Governor Tim Walz declared the peacetime emergency back in March. It opens up tools for him to respond to the pandemic. The legislature has to vote to uphold those powers each month. Today, they did just that without challenge from Republicans who usually vote to end the powers but are outvoted by Democrats. This comes as cases surge across the state. The State House GOP did unveil a peacetime emergency reform bill. It would still allow the governor to issue executive orders for 30 days after declaring an emergency. After those 30 days, lawmakers would then be allowed to vote up or down on the orders. The bill was voted down by the Democratic majority.
Also at the state capitol today, the Minnesota Senate elected Senator David Tomassoni to preside over the legislative chamber. Tomassoni is a DFLer representing the Iron Range. NPR reports this was a strategic move by the Republican-controlled state Senate as things take shape on the national political stage. Should President-elect Joe Biden pick Senator Amy Klobuchar for a cabinet position, it could cause a chain reaction. Political insiders say Governor Walz would likely appoint Minnesota's Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan for Klobuchar's seat. In that case, Senator David Tomassoni would automatically become Lieutenant Governor, paving the way for a special election in his district. House Minority Leader Kurt Daudt says he feels Republicans could win that race, letting them keep their majority. Hey, Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a lot of people woke up to a little snow today, but nothing too bad.
Not too bad, especially on the Minnesota side of life. a little bit thicker and a little bit slipperier for Wisconsinites and into the Upper Peninsula. Take a live look here now at downtown Ely, where yesterday's system brought folks there a fair amount of snow, but not everybody shared in yesterday's snow. Reports coming in from Big Fork on the fringe of yesterday's system say there's a lot of bare ground still there. So if you're a snow fan and your town has it, be thankful, because I don't think we're going to get too much more here over the next couple of days. Tonight, that low-pressure system that brought the flurries this morning is going away, and a dry period's coming to call, thanks to high pressure pushing in from the northwest. So our day planner for Friday looks like it's going to be clear to partly cloudy just about all day long. Pretty chilly in the morning, though, down into the teens for most towns, with the daytime finish in the afternoon of only 30. That's almost 10 degrees cooler than normal. It could warm up back towards normal on Saturday as clouds go up and chances for a rain-snow mix come around. I'll talk about the odds of a slippery payoff in more detail in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Wisconsin set another record for new COVID cases today. The state reported 7,497 new positive tests, 58 new deaths, and 264 newly hospitalized patients.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers held another media briefing today talking about how dire the situation has become in the state. But he also announced some new ways his administration is working to slow the spread.
Also, through our CARES funds, we expanded statewide testing and contact tracing efforts with 71 new testing sites that will now be available in 56 counties and 7 tribal nations.
Evers says the more people who can get tested the moment they need to be, the better the state can slow the spread.
Healthcare workers in Itasca County are pleading for the community to stop acting recklessly when it comes to COVID-19. In a virtual meeting this morning, community leaders delivered their latest numbers. The county has seen 214 new cases in the past week, with 14 people currently hospitalized and 3 in the ICU. A Grand Itasca Hospital doctor says while some people may not care about the numbers, he hopes you care about the overcrowded hospitals.
We as healthcare providers are very frustrated with our community's behavior. The blatant disregard for mask wearing and people gathering with large groups of other people has led to rapid and nearly uncontrollable spread of COVID.
We also heard from a Grand Rapids woman who survived COVID-19 along with her husband. Even after taking every precaution, the virus hit their household hard.
I actually found my husband unconscious on the floor and brought him to the emergency room. Just because we're young and active doesn't mean that it's not going to knock us down.
The county's positivity rate per 10,000 residents now sits around 90, which is way worse than the 37 reported just 2 weeks ago.
A new COVID-19 testing option is coming to the Iron Range. The state announced 11 new long-term testing sites across the state today. One of those will be in Hibbing. Starting Wednesday, you can stop by the city's National Guard Armory for a nasal test. You do not have to have symptoms or insurance. The site is expected to be open several days a week through the end of the year. The state did not immediately announce which days or hours it would be open.
In Proctor, all students will keep distance learning through the new year. Proctor public school leaders say health experts made that recommendation. St. Louis County Public Health reported significant increases in positive COVID-19 cases as rates are growing at a higher rate. While some of the district's students were already in a 2-week online learning period, this decision extends that through winter break. Pre-K distance learning will start November 23rd. Meanwhile, the Carlton School District is keeping students in school but changing their schedules. Officials say COVID cases were growing more quickly than they'd realized. Elementary students will move to a hybrid model on Monday after being split into 2 groups. Middle and high school students were already in a hybrid model. Their in-person learning will drop to just 1 day per week.
Meanwhile, Minnesota's largest school district will close its elementary schools. A growing number of coronavirus cases has left the Anoka-Hennepin district in the Twin Cities short on staff and bus drivers. They plan to move to distance learning soon.
Line 3 took another step toward construction today. The MPCA issued several permits needed for the project to move forward. The agency also issued the water quality certification. It lays out the safeguards Enbridge has to take to protect wetlands and streams during construction. The MPCA also called for third-party observers to make sure the rules are followed. Enbridge will have to monitor and repair any damage done during construction, along with having oil spill preparedness plans. Agency reps say they heard many calls to deny the project due to climate change, but say they had to limit their scope to just the project's impact on the water.
scope that we had was with regard to water. I think what we need to be really looking at and addressing now going forward is how we reduce our dependency on these fossil fuels.
NPCA reps also say they didn't get to weigh in on whether the project is needed or if this is the right route, just on their specific permits. Enbridge can't start construction yet. They still need more permits from the Army Corps of Engineers and the state. They're also facing legal challenges from several groups.
The Come On Live local CBS3, a Duluth woman is pleading with the community to follow COVID-19 restrictions as she prepares to have a child. Her story coming up next.
Cold snap still with us. Today's high temperature 28, 10 degrees cooler than normal. Not much warmer tomorrow either. In fact, the morning low temps could be in the teens for most towns. We'll talk about how long this cold snap could stick around coming up after this break.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Kenzie Holman tells us about the Essentia Health Specialty Pharmacy, which manages medications for complex and chronic conditions.
Specialty pharmacy is an ambulatory pharmacy service like a traditional retail pharmacy. The big difference is in the conditions that we treat and the medications that we're providing. Specialty medications tend to be more complex in administration, in their regimen, or simply have more difficult side effects to manage. Patients that are receiving specialty medications include oncology, hematology, multiple sclerosis, a number of chronic inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, Crohn's disease, as well as other conditions like growth hormone deficiency.
The specialty pharmacy team at Essentia includes professionals who assist and advocate for patients, saving them millions of dollars over the years.
Many of the specialty medications are very high cost, and so our navigators and liaisons are very integral in helping the patients access these high cost therapies. I think one of the most fulfilling pieces is helping patients, connect them with the resources that allow them to be successful with their medications. Patients can get their medications delivered directly to their home, or they can pick it up at any of our 21 pharmacy locations. Our pharmacy locations can provide over-the-counter medications or non-specialty prescriptions as well, and patients can get their meds by curbside delivery at those locations if they choose.
The specialty pharmacy is located in Superior, but serves patients from all over. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free, no one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
Have you recently had a woman come in with a skunk?
Are you missing a skunk?
It's not really about the skunk. I'm trying to hunt down the woman.
Not hunt down. Fine.
My friend here met this woman in a cemetery when he was celebrating his wife's birthday. I mean, she's dead. Obviously, I mean, he wouldn't be hitting on women if she were alive.
Boris, go sit by the fish tank.
Yep.
The Unicorn, season premiere tonight, 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS.
CBS3 News is brought to you by Fond du Lac Casino. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Heritage Window and Door. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Here's a picture coming from the Floodwood area from our dear friend John Dahlman. Says there's about 5 inches of fresh snow on the tracks there in that neck of the woods from yesterday's system. But just to the north and the west of that zone, on the fringes of yesterday's system, towards places like Big Fork, they didn't get much of anything at all. So some folks are more of the haves and others are the have-nots as far as snow goes. And once we get into the weekend, that'll be our next chance for snow, but I don't think we'll get that much. So if you're a snow fan, you still have to wait. If you don't like the snow that much, you get a bit of a break. Although, instead of snow on Saturday, Sunday, we could get a little bit of rain mixed in with some ice too, so it may not be picture perfect, but we'll show you that picture coming up in just a bit. Right now, current conditions from the airport, it's 23 degrees, westerly winds running 8 miles per hour, relative humidity's up there at 74%, and our barometric pressures starting to go back up too after this morning's low pressure system brought a dusting of snow to a few towns. Now higher pressure slipping in, first undercutting at the surface, and so barometer numbers are going up. And by tomorrow we should get sunshine, a day's worth of sunshine before that chance where the rain snow mix hits us come Saturday. Right now in the Upper Peninsula, the range of high temps 26 to 32, cooler in Ironwood, warmer down towards the south. 26, very static conditions from Ashland down to Hayward. Superior's in there as well, but Solon Springs, they're rebels, 23 degrees there currently. And Moose Lake, they're at 23 as well. Up the North Shore, most towns are reporting 25, lower 20s for the Iron Ranges, and close to 20 for border country. Low temps tonight, now I'm thinking for just about every town will dip into the teens, and 20 is going to be a very rare chance for anybody as cooler air comes in with a clearing sky and a high pressure system tonight. Doppler map right now shows that the higher pressure system is indeed coming our way for Friday, and this morning's little trough of lower pressure will be well off towards the east. The sunshine we get on Friday sticks around only for Friday, because by Saturday and Sunday our next trough of lower pressure comes to town. The warm front will bring temperatures up towards 40 on Saturday, and that could be warm enough for a rain-snow mix, which may not stick to the ground very well, but could slick up the roadway. So travel cautiously on Saturday and Sunday as well as the tail end of the system works through the region. Well, let's fire out the forecast for tonight. And in Minnesota, the low temps could be as cool as only 10 above near International Falls and as warm as 19 on Park Point. Mostly cloudy skies, slowly giving way towards a clearing sky as the high pressure system takes over. Wisconsin, Michigan, your low temp numbers will be running a narrow range from 14 to 16 above, with that same mostly cloudy sky. Then for tomorrow, it's mostly sunny for Wisconsin and the UP, but high temps will only be in the lower 30s. We're supposed to be near 38. Not getting it tomorrow. Minnesota highs tomorrow, 28 to 33 with sunshine. And like we mentioned, the sunshine goes away for the weekend. It'll be mostly cloudy with a chance for the rain-snow mixes, highs 35 to 40. Then into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sunny or Tony and Kristen, but not overly warm, 29 to 35 degrees.
We'll certainly keep an eye on Saturday and Sunday should that start to materialize into something more.
Yeah, Peter Kevakauskas, our new meteorologist, will be monitoring the situation and tracking that system both Saturday night and through Sunday.
All right. Thanks, Dave. A Duluth woman is pleading with the community to follow COVID-19 restrictions. She was just diagnosed with coronavirus last week at 9 months pregnant.
CBS3's Leanne Valdez shares her story and why it's so important for everyone to do their part.
Pregnancy, a time when you're supposed to be celebrated and hugged, has been everything but for pregnant couples of 2020.
Being locked down and just being sick, it was definitely a trying time.
Madeline Sturgis and her fiance found out they were expecting in March, just as the coronavirus pandemic was taking off in the U.S.
Realistically, I thought it was going to be kind of done and over by now.
9 months later, Sturgis found herself taking a different kind of test.
It was really hard to see a positive because I had no idea what that would mean for my pregnancy.
Sturgis was diagnosed with COVID-19 8 days before her due date. She's worried she'll have to deliver alone.
And so at that time, they said, well, you know, your fiance is not going to be able to be present with you. You won't be able to have anyone.
Stress also piled up as she thought of what could happen to her and her baby. OBGYN at Essentia Health, Dr. Cassing says pregnant women and their child usually do well.
While COVID is certainly something to be worried about, something that we have to take extremely seriously, the vast majority of women with COVID will do fine.
Dr. Cassing says if you are pregnant and have COVID-19, you want to monitor your symptoms very closely.
If they have mild symptoms, certainly stay home and quarantine. If they have concerns about their baby, they should contact us.
Sturgis is pleading with the community to take every health precaution necessary.
You know, it's not fun to not be able to be at Thanksgiving or be at a bar with your friends or go out to eat. But, you know, this is something that is killing hundreds of thousands of people. And
Madeline is at the tail end of her COVID-19 diagnosis, and her fiance remains quarantined away from her and the baby to make sure he's there for the birth of their little girl. She's expecting to deliver her any day now.
Still ahead in sports, you may not get to go to Amsoil as fans this winter, but UMD may have a creative option for you to still feel like you're there. Kelly tells us what it is coming up next.
Dominate any terrain on a Polaris snowmobile from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Hey, no cell phones at the table. But it's Grandma.
Hi, Mom. It's Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years. You'll get an additional 25% off our already low prices at Slumberland.
So, you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have Medicare Advantage plans. Some starting at $0 a month.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
At Hannah Johnson Fabrics, we put love, creativity, and talent into everything that we make. This holiday season, check out our beautiful selection of holiday fabrics and material. Our fabulous team can help you find the perfect materials for your project. We even have perfect laser print kits for mask making. We offer online shopping, curbside pickup, and 2-day FedEx Express delivery. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and tune in for our Facebook Lives on Thursday nights. Happy holidays from all of us at Hannah Johnson Fabrics.
DBS, your all things basement-y company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement-y company, for a free, no-obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
Because adventure still needs chasing, we gave the newly redesigned 2021 Subaru Crosstrek a more powerful engine. Plus, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. And Subaru is the most trusted brand for 6 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Lease a new 2021 Subaru Crosstrek for only $199 a month. Visit Miller Hill Subaru today at 4710 Miller Trunk Highway, online at millerhill.com.
Moving to mornings, obviously, with Jenna, I had worked weekends with her, and it was great. We're always there to be able to still joke around, still have that personality, but still obviously bring the news, the weather.
Caitlin has been there since day one when I first started at CBS3, and she's super knowledgeable about meteorology. She loves it, and she's so interested in teaching other people things about it as well. And I just think we're such a good pair for that reason.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3.
With all this family fun time, you need a good night's sleep. Come to Slumberland's huge Thanksgiving mattress sale and get an extra 25% off our already low prices. Get this Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $3.99. Only at Slumberland.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
It's a narrative that the Kirk Cousins apologists have had to come to the defense of with the Vikings quarterback. Winless on Monday nights. But come on, as much as we want to beat that narrative into the ground, this game on Monday night against a talented Chicago defense at Soldier Field is not going to rest on Cousins' shoulders. Okay, everybody, it's going to come down to the run game. Dalvin Cook, despite missing a game and a half this season with a groin injury, the running back ranks second in rushing and rushing yards per game in the NFL. He has a touchdown in 6 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the entire league.
The Bears are a really good defense, and our chances of being successful and having a strong day against them from an offensive perspective is certainly, a large part of that will be how we run the football. If we can run it effectively, consistently throughout the game, it certainly gives us a much better chance to have a strong day on offense.
It's a mixture of some big guys and some nifty linebackers. We got to go in there and match their physicality, and I think, not shying away from anything. I think this year, this Monday night game is going to be about who's going to be the most physical, and I think we got to bring our lunch pail Monday night.
Vikings take on the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football at Soldier Field, a place they have not had a victory since 2017. Kirk Cousins also hopes to get his first win as a quarterback on Monday night. Later tonight, Duluth Denfeld was supposed to host the Cloquet volleyball team, but the Hunters officially called that game off today due to COVID-19 concerns. They have also canceled their game next Tuesday against Hermantown. So Denfeld finishes their volleyball season at 3-7. Well, we still don't know what the policy will be for fans at UMD hockey games this season, but as of today, you will have a chance to bring your presents to Amsoil Arena in a very different way. UMD has announced that they will be selling fan cutouts to put in the seats during Bulldog games this year. Via a press release, they said there is potential for limited capacity this season, but regardless of that, they still want to have some Bulldog support in the building. We've, of course, seen this done by some pro sports teams, but prominently in Major League Baseball. The cost is $75 per seat, or just $25 for students. They will be placed in sections 116 through 120, which is roughly the area in the lower bowl behind the benches. UMD is asking fans to place orders before next Friday to be in place before the UMD women's hockey home opener on December 20th. Well, as odd as it sounds to say on November 12th, today is day one of the Masters down in Augusta, Georgia. It is usually played in the second week of April as the first major of the year, but of course, due to the pandemic, it's the last one in 2020. And wouldn't you know it, guess who was lurking around on the leaderboard? Tiger Woods. After his resurgent win in 2019, he posted his best ever first-round score today at 4 under. It's actually pretty exciting. I'm excited to have golf in November. That's going to do it for sports. We'll have more back here tonight at 10. Kristen and Tony, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, Kristen, we know this. Folks don't need a really good excuse to raise a glass.
But we have a good one today because it's National Happy Hour Day. Happy Hour, get this, dates back to 1914 when the Navy started it during the Mexican-American War. By the end of World War II, it had really taken hold in the military, and by 1959, it was common for civilians, too. Of course, this year, happy hours look a lot different. Instead of crowding your favorite bar, you can share a virtual cocktail with friends at home, over video chat, or even on the phone. That way, you can get your after-work relaxation on while still staying safe. Plus, hey, you won't have to worry about how to get home.
Everybody loves happy hour. Dave, it wouldn't be a good day to have a happy hour out on a patio, though. I think that season has come to end.
Yeah, I think it really has, Tony. It's been cooler and a little bit cloudier here today with a touch of snow early on, but it should be brighter tomorrow with a partly cloudy sky to even mostly sunny, but not much warmer. High temp 30. The normal's around 38. We get fairly close to that for the weekend, but that has its own price to pay with a low pressure system and a chance for a rain-snow mix. So watch out for the roadways before Monday morning.
We'll see you at 10.
Thanks for joining us.